What is up, y'all? It is Shhmoogly. I am back with episode number 4 of the Cushion Confessions of Respawn Recruits podcast. I apologize for this being so delayed. Me and Frostie have been super busy with interviews and cuts over the past couple weeks, so this might be coming out a little late. This was recorded roughly before top 200, but all of these creators in here are super dope and super good creators. Definitely great value that you guys will be seeing, and you guys will actually be seeing a lot of Respawn Recruits podcasts coming out in the next week or so. These cuts are getting down to the wire, guys, so whoever is still in this thing, great luck. You guys are amazing, and if you're not, again, Respawn has surprised us, so don't stop, keep going. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Have a good day. Peace.
So I'm Z-Boy Wonder, also known as Tanner for my first name. Some people do call me by that. I got a lot of long-term connections now in the content world. I've been doing full-time content now for 6 years. It's been pretty epic. I play a variety of games, but mainly my focus is on strategy games that are now in the auto battler genre, specifically TFT. I also do casting for that. I did my first Riot partnered cast this year, which is probably one of my biggest milestones in that side of my content journey. But looking forward to playing in a very big TFT event this year. That's kind of like my big cap out, I feel, and looking really forward to that here in December.
Well, I'm Ken, or Monkey MMA, and this is
Steph, or Sith, Chick, Stephanie, whatever you want to call me.
and we are a couple of about 9 years. I have a son, and she has 2 sons, and they went to the same school when we met, and happened to be both gamers. So, like, we couldn't hang out during the week because of the kids, so we played Destiny online together after they were in bed, and that's how we dated. And so we've been doing that for about 8 years, and then we hit COVID and decided, you know what, let's try this streaming thing. And like I said, we did it separately, and I used to be an MMA fighter, and this is a lot easier than getting punched in the face. And you know, so that's what I'm doing now. And then we decided that, like I said recently, we decided to merge our channels to a co-op channel. So we do a little bit of couch co-op, some online co-op, and then we also do like a pass the controller, kind of like a modern version of like sitting in front of the PlayStation and kind of thing like that. So that's what we do.
Having the one controller and having to share.
Yeah. So we kind of do a little bit of all of it.
I'm KRXP. I've been streaming for about a little over 3 years now. I mainly do BRs or anything PvP competitive type thing. I'm not like sweaty competitive. I just like killing other players. I started before COVID, and then COVID kind of like amped it up a little bit. So I just stayed streaming, and this is my full-time career now.
What's up, guys? My name is The Kinetic, but people just call me Ken. I am a variety streamer now on kick.com, and I play a bunch of different games. I used to mainly play Call of Duty, but with the state of COD nowadays, we play a bunch of different games. But my main motto is good people, good vibes, good shit. I love my community. I love bringing in new people. I love networking with amazing creators. And some really big near and dear topics to my heart are women in gaming and plus size people in gaming.
I'm Ghost, if you don't know me by now. I am a COD streamer. I stream on both Twitch and Kick, and every now and then I'll drop a little old montage type video to bring back the good old days. I always like to make sure my community's always positive, always supporting other people and stuff like that. We don't prey on other downfalls. It's if I'm eating, you're eating with me, we're all going up.
Hi everyone, I am Mentrify, or I go by my actual name, Trent. I'm 27, I live in the southern states. And I pride myself on being, not one of the best streamers and content creators, but like, best in like disabled wise, because there's not a lot of disabled people that I recognize in this field, so I try to be that for like other small creators like myself. I've been doing this for 6 years in November this year, so.
My name's Greaves. I'm a variety streamer on Kick. but I've been on vacation for the last 2 weeks, so I haven't been streaming. So I've been pushing out a lot of like IRL content, and then like edited down YouTube videos that I have. And yeah, I pretty much play whatever game I want to play. I'm not like stuck to any game or anything like that.
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't want to come across as someone that's not humble or something like that, but I was able to get to top 25 last year. So my goal is to try to exceed that, try to get a little bit further, you know, maybe use that vouch that I had in top 25 to inch that one placement closer, right? Like that'd be the dream to me.
Right.
That wouldn't quite be partnership, but I don't know, I'm feeling pretty good this year. I'm not gonna lie. I've been putting in a lot more time than I've ever put into content this year specifically. Everything started off with a bang for me back at the beginning of the year. I had a crazy subathon that went 21 days. And since then, I've just been running crazy with content. Like it's all I've been driven on. My fire was reignited. Burnout left the window. You know, we were feeling like a champ. So yeah, I'm trying to come for that crown. You know, I want to be number one.
We came into this as with our main goal was to just kind of get some exposure for the channel, meet some new people because we had like nothing really. So we decided, and then when things started really taking off and started going well, we really started feeling a lot more confident. So honestly, like last year I had fun, but I was really nervous and didn't really know what I was doing. But this year I actually look forward to the challenges, and we sometimes do it twice because we like the challenge and it's kind of pushing us to do things we never did before, and I think it's making us better, you know. So
yeah, I definitely feel like, because I was in it last year as well. We both had it did separately, and I didn't get past the 750, but I didn't feel as confident with a lot of the stuff that I was even doing last year versus now. I feel like more confident. I actually am doing a lot more than what I never would picture myself doing. Like
Right.
I've been surprising him. He's like, oh my God. He's like, I saw that video you posted on TikTok. He's like, wow, like it's something you never do. And I'm like, yeah, I just decided to put the camera up and just do it. And and did it with ease, you know, versus I would panic before and just shut it off and not do it at all.
Yeah.
To kind of hide from it. But this year I'm like, nope, I got it.
So we've really kind of, you know, put the gas pedal to the floor and really just put ourselves out there, you know, and said, you know what, we're gonna really, you know, make an effort at this.
Feeling really good. I did it last year. I got to 250, so my goal this year was to get higher than that. So I've done that. So I'm proud, you know, that I've done that much. And I've met last year, it was more people weren't really wanting to group up and be friends and vouch for people. It was if you weren't already in their group, they didn't give two craps about you. So this year, just meeting all the people that I've met, I already feel like a winner. That stuff will go on way past recruits. So, but it's been nice. This year I actually took the challenges seriously, pushed myself a little bit more, and I feel like my content's, you know, good. It's better than it was last year.
I think it's insane. Like I said, it's my first year doing this. I had zero expectations going in. I know that 400 is less than the amount of applicants that they normally get, so I can't even imagine the nerves of there being 1,000 people that have applied to this. So I think, you know, already being in the top 200 is pretty crazy, and it's a very fast moving challenge because there's less people. But I also think even though there's less people, the competition is actually really crazy. So I think being in the top 50% is really cool.
Being in the top 200, I'm in absolute disbelief. So when Respawn first started, and we had the week one of the introductions, I had no Wi-Fi. I was in Dominican Republic on vacation. I was like, oh man, this kind of sucks. I'm not gonna have a chance to show any content.
I'm feeling really freaking nervous, I gotta be honest. And you see me say this all the time, doing every Tuesday now. I'm nervous, I'm just nervous all day until 1 o'clock. This is really weird. I didn't know I would be this high up. I'm honored to be this high up for so many other amazing creators that are doing more work than I am. It's alright, this is real, this is happening, I need to step up a little bit more.
I felt hella confident up until last week. I was like I'll make it, but the cuts for next week, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's really cutting down to a bunch of really good people, and I'm like, oh damn. I don't know if I'm gonna make this one. I mean, I'm still pushing out content, but like I feel like it's not enough content as like what other people are doing. So I'm a little scared for this week's cut, to be honest.
I could see this, like, there's two sides of it, right? I can see the side where people would be like, hey, that became a popularity contest in a way with how it was done, with how the voting was put together, like who has the most friends now, a part of this in a way, right?
Fair,
And
yeah.
I will say, content in your journey when you're reaching out to sponsors, kind of a popularity contest. They're looking at your follower count, they're looking at your concurrent viewer, right? But then there's that X factor that everybody has that's really chasing content. I think that anybody that's serious about content, they have an X factor. So if you bring that X factor to the table and you sell it better than other people, you can get to places that you would never expect. And I think that's kind of what we started to get, right? Some people better at networking. That was the X factor in this challenge specifically, right? And the funny thing is we only had one challenge announced, but really with this comeback, it was kind of like we had two challenges already, right?
Honestly, I love it because we've had the recruits as like, once you recruit, always recruit, and once you get caught, just don't give up, just keep grinding and keep releasing content, because they bring people back all the time, and you need to be ready, and you don't want to be 3 weeks behind when you do come back. So I was actually thrilled that they brought 5 versus 1. So I'm 100% for that.
Yeah, it's really exciting because it makes it fun too, because it's sometimes you see some people, it's like, okay, they kind of need a second chance, and they get that second chance. Sometimes they get the third chance, and it's really fun seeing the support. It shows like a lot of support and stuff, and the company cares.
It keeps us on our toes, the ones that are still in it, like keep putting out your best stuff, because you never know when someone might come take your place that might have been cut. And it gives those people that maybe they had a bad week, right? Or something came up and they couldn't put out that content. It gives them a chance to prove themselves and come back. So I like it.
I thought it was cool that they brought back people. I was like, oh, like that's kind of cool. But at the same time, I was like, we all made it. Like we all put in work. And not that they didn't put in work, but it's just like we all like clearly were picked to move on, and they got cut. So I just felt like bringing them back, and then some of them even making it further. It's like it's a second chance type of thing, which is really cool, and I hope that they all take that second chance and run with it.
I think it was a cool idea that they brought it back and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like it's not fair to those that say, like, the ones that did get brought back and made it through their second chance and drop someone originally. Like, I would respectfully be like, okay, this kind of sucks.
I do think it's fair. If I'm not inclined to say that it's not, because I'm not one of the admins. I don't know what they're actually looking for 100%. So, like, and I have name drop whether people that got passed, like, that got put back. Am I able to? Okay, like,
yeah, you can name drop whoever you want.
Like, Knuckles. I know Knuckles, was very excited to be back. So maybe they're looking at, like,
Not really, no, because they base it off of content. It's not like, oh, they made it this week and we just brought them back, they feel bad not cutting them. It's like they produce more content than whoever else made it last week. So no, I don't think it's like unfair.
So we got obviously the one that was get out of our element, right? Something that was like, all right, try to test our creativity or try to like push us to do a little bit more. I think this next one might have us like required to do maybe some sort of short form content or something that's like trying to represent Respawn, that they could even try to put multiple of those together and even use for a campaign for themselves. That's one thing that I've been seeing a lot from like Respawn, is that they've been using us, not in like a negative way, not trying to say like use like that, but they've been having us be very involved with this Respawn recruits, and they're turning it more into like a campaign and a drive. They've asked us for a lot of things. How should we bring people back? What should a challenge even be? So they're really like involved with us. It feels like good game devs that are talking to the community constantly. They're doing something different but very similar with that approach, and it feels like they're trying to do something with like their marketing campaign. As I feel like Tyler is maybe not like he's split between stuff right now. It feels like a little bit like he's doing something, but he's also the social media manager for Respawn, right? So I think that us being able to be creative and add to that level for him, it's unlocking his potential as well. So yeah, I definitely see like that's being something part of it.
I think it's going to be something where they want us to collab with another Respawn recruit. So I think it's going to ask you to like maybe do like a co-stream or some kind of like a group stream with other streamers, you know, like maybe a game of like Fall Guys with 10 of the recruits in it or something like that, like where everybody's kind of like in, you know, working in the same thing for a challenge. It's just my guess.
That's a good one because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. But I know there's definitely going to be maybe a little bit of a spicy challenge, you know.
I'm thinking it's gonna probably be some group type of thing, or you know, maybe who we vouched for on the forum. You got to go do something with them or something.
Maybe like a collab thing where it's like, you know, team up with another recruit to make, or other recruits to make content.
One where it might ask you to form like a group and then create content as a group through like a game or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know what they could do because this is my first year, so I have no reference, you know? I hope it's something. I would like to see something out of pocket, like a talent show. Maybe I think that would be really funny.
Like we said, like what I've seen, I think the collaboration is like what's gonna be the big one next, the new announcement that we have to do. Because it just makes sense, you know, going out of your comfort zone and then staying in that same zone of like going into somebody's DM and being like, hey, like, did you want to try and play like collab in some sort of way? I think Respawn's all about like collaborating and like reaching out and like building your own kind of like audience and stuff with people.
Right now, I think that we are still so far out that it's hard to just say like this is our top runner right now. Because we haven't had a challenge that really is gonna show that differential of content from people. I think we're also very much like in the rat race, and they're kind of pushing us towards that, right? But yeah, I think we're still in a spot where it's too early to call. I don't even think like I wouldn't even say myself, you know, because I haven't really had to put anything out there that I would say would be like, yeah, I'm on the top dog. The same style of content that I saw last year for this portion is still what's kind of being pushed out. So we'll wait and see exactly what they want from us, and I think that's really going to be the difference makers in the second challenge, like the big challenge.
I have a good feeling about Frosty. Like I don't know, there's just something like really genuine about him, and I think because he does so much beyond just his own content that I think that Respawn I think really likes that. And I think that, you know, I think that he's a good choice in my opinion.
He's everywhere. I don't know how he finds the time, but got that skill there.
Probably Frosty, honestly. His name is everywhere. I can't go anywhere without seeing Frosty's name. Like he's gone above and beyond for like all of us too. Like he's always making sure like where someone in the group is getting recognized, and I think that's really awesome of him, and that's what they're looking for, honestly, is wholesome people like Frosty. And then another one that just popped up recently is Gordy. That video he did, like he wasn't just trying to showcase himself, he was trying to showcase all the people he's gotten close with, and I think that's just amazing. Like I wish I would have thought of it. But yeah, so those two I think will make it up there pretty high.
My top 5 list: Kelly is cool, Sith, Untamed Cupcake, Kelvinator. He's just been putting out he's also very consistent with his content, and I think I like his editing style. So I think Court Slay is gonna get partnered again no matter what happens, so I'm gonna leave her off of my top 5, and I'm gonna put Bizlog in there as my top 5 as well. Because Court, we already know, okay? We already know.
Definitely Sith, because that man's just a monster. Kelly and Kelvin, I met them through NorCal when they did like their recruitment challenge and stuff like that. So I know their content is pretty consistent and everything. Untamed Cupcake, because I know she's been around, definitely does a lot of the streams and stuff like that. and very like involved in the community. And then for my number 5 spot, I would probably have to say you, Frosty.
Kelly, K, Frost, Ender, and Untamed Cupcake.
I would say Callie, because Callie's just pumping out all the Call of Duty content. It's crazy. And then I think Ken, like I've gone in a few of his streams, and they're like off the chain. Like those two I'm like, I look at their content, like they'll send content, I'm like, oh shit.
I have a super responsive community. I have a community that anytime I've even launched my own merch, I get sales. So I don't think that's what it's all about, but that is definitely like a really like my call to actions. They're on point. I'm good about that. I have a background in sales. That's what I did before I got into content. I did that for over almost a decade. So I just like my brain thinks about that, marketing and things like that. My brain is just like always thinking,
moving.
yeah. How can I make this logo look better? How can I make my background look just a little bit more appealing? How can I make something in my background or something like that, have somebody ask me a question about it in chat where that spins off to an hour of your time, right? So like that's how I'm always thinking of what is the next level of being more engaging and bringing in more just like levels of excitement, you know?
I actually bought a Respawn chair because I have a bad back from my MMA fighting. And I bought another brand chair that we won't mention, and it was basically like sitting on a milk crate with a piece of plywood screwed to it, and it made my back worse. And I also have an issue with, we'll call it monkey butt, from sitting and gaming for a long time on those like leather gaming chairs. And I have a mesh one here. It's a Spectre, and I love it. It's perfect. My back is great, and I don't sweat, and that's one thing that I like. And I also feel that being a dad, I think that I have a different perspective on things versus being, I'm a little bit older, so I think I have a little bit of a different perspective on things than maybe somebody who's a little bit younger. Your turn.
Yeah, definitely like having like a different look on things and stuff, and as like separate and stuff. I handle certain things different, like better than how he can handle things, and I know he's more of like he's more of the social bug, so he does a lot of the chit chatting because he does it easier than I do. Comes across a lot easier, but it works out together. That's why I think working together and stuff makes things easier for our channel, because the differences that we have and stuff, we can converge it into one.
I think my high energy, my willing to never give up, like I'm always wanting to improve and just be better than I was before. I actually am a co-owner of a stream team called One Up Bots, and like our belief is to one up yourself from yesterday. Always be better than you were yesterday. So I think my positivity, my high energy, my just will to fight no matter what, I think would be something Respawn could benefit from.
A little bit of chaos, a little bit of fun, and you mix it together and it's a great time. I'm a very like personable person. I very much match energy with people, and so that makes me a really cool like community member because I just kind of go with the flow, and I'm very positive. I have a lot of energy when it's needed, and then I can also be serious when it's needed. So it's like I can do best of both worlds.
I'm probably one of the most supportive people in anyone's community. I'm always hyping people up, liking, commenting, retweeting their posts and stuff like that, helping them get their name out more to my community, stuff like that, bringing people over to come see them and stuff like that.
I wanted to be a motivational speaker when I went to college. Like, that was going to be my major. I was going to go to college, go in communications, get a degree in communications, do motivational speaking. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to motivate people with my words. Again, I realized about streaming and how much fun I was having. My dad was just like, would you rather do this instead of going to school, instead of you actually going to college? And he's like, this can be your motivational speaking.
I think honestly I'm pretty good at like adapting. Like the fact that I was gone for 3 weeks and couldn't stream, but still managed to put out like my regular content as well as like new content that I've never done. I'm pretty good at adapting to like new thing, like the new challenge, whatever it is. Like I feel like me being able to adapt so well will help me like push through the contest, I guess.